Volvo 7601982-90. The 760 marked a new strategy for Volvo, as they introduced the executive six-cylinder model first with the four-cylinder 740 only following a few years later. Jan Wilsgaard, head of Volvo's design and styling team, proposed over 50 new designs for the new car. It was introduced to the US in 1982 for the 1983 model year as the 760 GLE Saloon, having been launched in Sweden in February 1982 and in Britain from July 1982. In February 1985 the 760 station wagon, 765 in internal parlance, was introduced, going on sale in US and Canada a few months later. European markets only received the wagons beginning in the autumn, for the 1986 model year. This new design was criticized by the media when released. Gordon Murray of Autocar magazine said, "To me it's obscene. That goes right against the grain of what everybody else is trying to do. To me it looks like a European version of a North American car. It produces the same amount of power as a 2600 or 3500. In this day and age it disgusts me to see something about like that. It's a definite step backwards." All that changed however when Autocar and Car and Driver got their hands on a turbo intercooled 760, they said it was one of the best handling and fastest accelerating cars they had seen in a while, going from 0 to 60 miles per hour, 97 kilometers per hour, in under 8 seconds. The turbodiesel, while presented alongside the V6 model, was not immediately available in all markets, with Volvo focusing on markets where diesels had a high market penetration. In Sweden, for instance, it only went on sale for the 1983 model year. Contrarily, in Italy the 740 and 760 diesels sold more than the Mercedes-Benz W123 diesels and the BMW 524d combined in the first half of 1984. 1983 also brought air conditioning and power windows as standard equipment in Sweden, while a bigger 82-liter, 22 US gal, 18 imp gal, fuel tank was gradually introduced. Turbocharged and intercooled variants were added in 1984, while the 740, the 760's lower specification sibling, was introduced for the 1985 model year. In 1985, an electronic traction control system was introduced. Unlike the lesser 740, the 760 received standard anti-lock brakes in many models. For the 1988 model year, the 760 received numerous updates. From the outside, the most noticeable of the over 2,000 changes were the revised front sheet metal, including an aluminum hood, recessed twin-screen wipers, and new aerodynamic headlights. Inside, all 760s received a revised dashboard which was angled towards the driver, 3-position tilt steering, and a new stereo system. The top versions, standard in the US, were equipped with a new electronic climate control, ECC. Underneath, saloons received the same multi-link independent rear suspension which was also introduced on the 780. The new 4-link rear axle also required a new fuel tank, which was in the form of a saddle, sitting atop the drive shaft. The volume of the tank shrunk by 2 liters, to 80 liters, 21.1 US gal, 17.6 imp gal. Along with the revised dash, the interior saw the addition of a revised dome light and many fabric accent pieces. The 760 estate received the same changes, except it continued to use the live rear axle. This was due to the weight increase. The new rear suspension weighed about 40 kilograms, 88 pounds, more than the old one, and Volvo determined that the loss of payload would not be worth the comfort improvements. East German leader Erich Honecker often used this Volvo in his governmental carpool. For 1990, its final year of production, Volvo 760 saloons received taillights in the style of the Volvo 780 and minor interior changes. The 760 was discontinued after the 1990 model year, with production ending on June 27, 1990, replaced by the Volvo 960, an update of the 760 chassis. The Volvo 740 outlived the 760, remaining for another 2 years, finally being discontinued in 1992 after the 850 was launched. The Volvo 760 was built in Kalmar, Sweden, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, and Ghent, Belgium.